नमस्कार दोस्तों, welcome once again at Litecity, the YouTube channel which serves your need regarding English literature, especially focusing on NTA NET exam. And we are here with our special segment MCQ Marathon, which deals with 5 questions, daily 5 new unseen questions taken from 20th century literature, important works, writers, facts, along with some very interesting information which will be helpful in your examination. Okay, for today's question, let's roll our first question, and this one is, which among these novels is set in post-colonial Africa and narrated by Salim, who is an ethnically Indian Muslim who observes the rapid changes in Africa with an outsider's distance. Dear friends, there have been a lot of novels which are set in this post-colonial Africa, the changing scenario, political, cultural and economic changes, the interaction between the colonizer and colonized, and it's such interesting works of native writers and European writers, so it is one among them. तो our जो options हैं वो हैं Disgrace by J.M. Coetzee. Second one is A Bend in the River by V.S. Naipaul. The third one is The Lying Days by Nadine Gordimer. And the last one is Palace Walk by Najib Mahfouz. An interesting fact about these 4 writers, they all are Nobel Prize winners of literature. And basically all of them somehow present the predicament, the dilemma, the conflicts between the old world and the new world. And let us know the answer of this question. This novel, which is basically narrated by Salim, the right answer is A Bend in the River by V.S. Naipaul. But side by side, let me tell you briefly about the other novels also. Disgrace, it is about elderly, or we can say 52-year-old professor, teacher, and his name is David Leary. And David Leary, who loses everything after he has an encounter with his student. So it's as the title indicates, it's life of David Leary, which J.M. Coetzee presents in the novel. If we talk about The Lying Days, Nadine Gordimer, she is also famous for another novel, July's People. Please remember this name, it is again an important work. But if we talk about The Lying Days, it is basically the story of Helen Shaw, daughter of white middle class parents in a small gold mining town in South Africa. Once again, cultural displacement, feeling alien in an alien land. If we talk about Palace Walk by Najib Mahfouz, it is a part of his very popular, and we can say the major responsible in this particular trilogy was responsible for him getting the Nobel Prize, and it is Cairo trilogy. As the name indicates, it is set in Cairo, once again changing span of time, culture, politics in the Mid East. Other novels include Palace of Desire, Sugar Street, and it is a masterful realist novel, one of the most complete description of Caribbean life in the first half of the 20th century. And the main family, the center of these 3 novels is Ahmad Abd al-Jawad's family. Okay, moving ahead to our next question. Famous for composing verses in Patois or Jamaican dialect, this poet in her collections, name of these collections are Jamaica Dialect Verses, Jamaican Humor in Dialect, Anansi Poems in Dialect. She uses the local languages to comment on scenes, personalities or issues drawn from ordinary life in Jamaica. You have to tell the name of the poet, and the options are Lucy Bennett, second one is Lorna Goodison, then we have Una Marson, and the last one is Maya Angelou. Dear friends, all these are black poets, all these are Caribbean poets. Especially, we should have a consideration for Lorna Goodison. She is Jamaica's first female poet laureate. She is Jamaica's first female poet laureate. So she also have this historical significance. We have heard name of Maya Angelou. Una Marson is also a very prominent poetic voice from Jamaica. But our right answer for this question, dear friends, as many of you must know about this woman, Lucy Bennett, who basically always use only Patois or Jamaican dialect. Okay, next question. We are once again talking about a very well applauded author, Paul Scott, and his Raj Quartet. Now, Raj Quartet is set between 1939 and 1947. You can see the period, the turbulent period of Second World War and Indian independence, bring to the light the corruption and bigotry within the Anglo-Indian community. Now you have to tell which among these is not one of the series. So there are 4 novels in the Raj Quartet, and out of these 4 options, one is not one of the Raj Quartet novel. The first option is The Jewel in the Crown. Second one is The Day of the Scorpion. Third one is A Division of Spoils, and the last one is Staying On. Okay, dear friends, right answer is Staying On. Staying On is also very important work of Paul Scott, and he won Booker Prize for this novel. Instead of Staying On, the novel which we are talking about is the third novel in the series, The Towers of Silence. Let me write this name so you have the complete 4 novels. The Towers of Silence. This is the name of the 4th novel, rather 3rd novel in the series. And Staying On, it is not the part of the quartet, though it is also very popular work. It won the Booker Prize. Okay, our next question is, this verse play features Thomas Mendip, who is a disillusioned soldier and demands to be hanged. And side by side, we also have Janet Jordemain. She is a scientifically minded young woman, and she is sentenced to die as a witch. So this novel basically presents clash between darkness and light, the concept of rationality versus superstition. You have to find out the play and the writer. So our first option is The Lady Is Not for Burning, 1948, by Christopher Fry. Christopher Fry is a good prominent writer of verse play, and he basically followed the revival of verse play which was initiated by T.S. Eliot. Second option is the Old Man of the Mountains, 1946, by Norman Nicholson. Third option is once again a play from Christopher Fry, that is The Dark is Light Enough. And last option is Sweeney Agnostis in 1932 by T.S. Eliot. Dear friends, out of these options, The Old Man of the Mountain by Norman Nicholson is a religious verse play. It is a story of Eliza and the Raven. Norman Nicholson is famous for religious verse play based on Old and New Testament. If we talk about The Dark is Light Enough by Christopher Fry, it is an imaginary incident during the Hungarian Revolution of 1848. So it is also related with Hungary and Hungarian Revolution. Sweeney Agnostis, the complete title of this play is Fragments of an Aristophanic Melodrama. Though Eliot never completed this work, only 2 scenes were performed in 1932. It was first attempt by T.S. Eliot to write a verse drama, and we know this character Sweeney Agnostis. It appears in poems also. Even in The Wasteland we have reference to this character. There is a poem entitled also Swimming Among the Nightingales. Our right answer, now you may easily guess, is The Lady Is Not for Burning by Christopher Fry. Our next question and the last question for the day is, who is the writer of the acclaimed trilogy The Country Girls, which is often credited with breaking silence on sexual matters and social issues during a repressive period in Ireland following World War II. It was banned, it was burned, it was denounced from the pulpit. You can understand the outrage it created by its frankness, by its depiction, open depiction of sexual matters, especially from a feminist point of view. Our options, dear friends, are Kate O'Brien, she is a very popular mid-century writer; Edna O'Brien, another popular writer of Ireland; Ivan Bolland, she is rather a poet; or Betty Miller. If we talk about Kate O'Brien, right answer, let me tell you first, it is Edna O'Brien. Kate O'Brien, she is famous for her first novel, Without My Cloak. Edna O'Brien, she basically deals with issues of female agency and sexuality. Another work apart from The Country Girls, we have The Land of Spices. Evan Bolland, as I've already told you, that she is basically a poet. And if we talk about Betty Miller, she became very much popular with her very first work, The Mere Living. The Mere Living title is taken from Browning, and even this work made her famous, which was published in 1933. Okay friends, this is all for today, the Fifer of the today. I hope it gave you another, we can say, very important information regarding these works. Keep watching, keep supporting, keep sharing. That's all I require from you. Thank you, dear friends.